Burkina Faso is the poorest country, Mali is the poorest country, Niger is the poorest country. We are ranked among the last for over 40 years. From Ottawa to Paris, the streets are lit up. That's the light. But in Niger, it's darkness that is served to us.
The typical image seen in Africa, dusty villages where children, thin and weary, wander in search of food, while families toil endlessly in illegal gold mines, sacrificing health and hope just to survive. In Burkina Faso, this stark reality is the daily life for many. The country struggles under the weight of poverty, labor exploitation. Though officially no longer in control, the French military is still searching for ways to regain influence and authority over this land they once ruled. Why do they stubbornly cling to Burkina Faso? What exactly are they after? Yet beneath these hardships lie stories of resilience, rich culture, and untold surprises. In this video, we explore 14 eye-opening facts about Burkina Faso, a land of struggle and strength, tradition and transformation. Burkina Faso is a landlocked country tucked deep within the heart of Africa, in the tough and unforgiving Sahel region just south of the Sahara Desert. Like many nations in this part of the world, the people of Burkina Faso have faced a long history of hardship and poverty. For generations, struggle has been a way of life, so much so that the idea of true freedom feels distant and almost forgotten. Though Burkina Faso gained its independence from France back in 1960, real freedom has remained elusive. Until 2022, French troops were still stationed there under the pretense of peacekeeping and helping fight militant groups, a reminder that colonial ties are hard to fully break. Even today, Burkina Faso shares the CFA franc currency with 8 other former French colonies like Mali and Niger, underscoring the lingering influence of France. In many ways, invisible chains still hold this Sahelian country back. With more than 24 million people, Burkina Faso is home to over 60 ethnic groups, each rich in its own language and culture. Yet despite this diversity, it remains one of the world's poorest nations. Its GDP in 2024 is estimated at about $20.78 billion, an amount that's less than 1/20th of the personal wealth of Elon Musk. This vast gap shows the extraordinary difference between the fortune of one billionaire and the entire economy of a country. But Burkina Faso is more than just hardship and struggle. In this travel documentary, you'll discover untold stories, rich and vibrant cultures, and a spirit of resilience that few truly understand. What else lies beneath the surface of this often overlooked nation? Stay tuned and watch the next parts to uncover the surprising truths and hidden gems. Ibrahim Traore is one of the youngest and most controversial leaders in Africa today. Born on March 14, 1988 in Kera, Burkina Faso, he joined the military in 2009 and quickly rose through the ranks thanks to his distinguished service in counter-terrorism operations in Mali and northern Burkina Faso. In 2022, Traoré led a coup that overthrew President Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba, becoming the transitional president and head of the National Armed Forces. Under Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso has taken bold steps to reduce French influence by ending military and diplomatic cooperation with the former colonial power, while strengthening ties with Russia and neighboring Sahel countries like Mali and Niger through the creation of the Sahel Alliance. He has also implemented strong economic measures, such as building the country's first gold refinery and suspending small-scale gold exports to combat smuggling and boost government revenue. Despite criticisms regarding restrictions on press freedom, suppression of civil society, and delays in the promised 2024 elections, Traoré remains the single beacon of hope and trust for many Burkinabe. Particularly among the youth and African nationalists, he is seen as a symbol of resistance, sovereignty, and a future free from foreign dominance. Can Ibrahim Traoré truly lead Burkina Faso to lasting peace and independence, or will the pressures of internal and external forces prove too great to overcome? In Burkina Faso, many people turn to illegal gold mining not out of choice, but out of sheer necessity. Faced with extreme poverty and limited job opportunities, thousands risk their health and lives daily in hazardous mining conditions. For over 300,000 artisanal miners, this dangerous work is a way to survive, an option born from hardship rather than coercion. These miners, often young men and even children, willingly trade safety for income, knowing the risks of toxic mercury exposure, accidents, and long-term health problems. There is no force compelling them, but the lack of alternatives leaves them with little choice. They endure grueling hours and unsafe environments to support their families, hoping for a better future. While intermediaries and foreign companies profit enormously, these workers receive minimal pay, trapped in a cycle of exploitation and poverty. Beyond personal danger, illegal mining devastates the environment, harming farmland and water sources vital to local communities. This grim reality highlights the desperate circumstances forcing so many into this perilous labor. It's not just a problem for Burkina Faso, it's a crisis facing much of Africa. The voice of Ibrahim Traore doesn't represent only his country, but echoes the struggles of the entire continent. Understanding their struggle is essential to addressing the broader social and economic challenges Burkina Faso faces, and to creating real, sustainable alternatives for its people. In a land often overshadowed by hardship, Burkina Faso bursts into life with celebrations that defy adversity, turning centuries-old traditions into unforgettable spectacles of culture and creativity. Every few years, Burkina Faso comes alive with festivals that embody the spirit of its people amid one of the world's harshest environments. Two standout events, FESTIMA and SIAO, showcase how art and heritage flourish even in struggle. FESTIMA, held every 7 years in Didogo, usually in late February or early March, transforms the town into a stage for towering wooden masks decorated with feathers, horns, and intricate patterns. These masks are more than art. They carry the spirits of ancestors, brought to life by dancers, moving to the thunderous pulse of drums. Thousands gather to experience this awe-inspiring and deeply spiritual festival, savoring traditional foods like grilled kebabs, and a reminder of rich cultural roots. Meanwhile, Ouagadougou hosts SIAO, Salon International de l'Artisanat de Ouagadougou, every 2 years, typically in October or November. This vibrant craft fair features artisans, particularly women, displaying Faso d'Anfani textiles, shimmering silver jewelry, and expertly carved clay. Visitors can join hands-on workshops, learning age-old weaving and carving techniques. The event's grand prize celebrates creations that blend tradition with modern flair, embodying the creative heartbeat of Burkina Faso and all of Africa. Together, FESTIMA and SIAO are more than festivals. They're living proof of Burkina Faso's resilience, transforming hardship into beauty and inviting the world to honor its enduring culture. In Burkina Faso, street markets are not just places to shop, they're live performances where vendors balance towering loads on their heads with grace and skill. Imagine a woman gliding through Ouagadougou, a pyramid of bright oranges perfectly balanced atop her head, or a man weaving through traffic, trailing the irresistible scent of grilled brochettes. These mobile markets turn everyday shopping into a captivating dance of tradition and creativity. The art of balancing goods, passed down through generations, starts with simple loads like water bowls and evolves into impressive displays of fabrics, shea butter, or food baskets. Walking with straight posture and steady steps, these vendors navigate rough paths effortlessly, stunning both locals and visitors. Versatility drives their success. They adapt to the weather, selling cold drinks during scorching heat and warm snacks as dusk falls. From rural households needing soap to urban traffic jams craving a quick bite, these mobile vendors are the ultimate pop-up shops, thriving on intuition and timing. Their charm adds magic, juggling tricks, playful songs, and friendly banter spark laughter and build community. Beyond commerce, they weave social bonds, share news, and embody Burkina Faso's spirit of endurance and joy under the relentless sun. Would you dare to take a selfie with a crocodile in Bazoulé? In the village of Bazoulé, Burkina Faso, crocodiles are not feared but cherished as peaceful neighbors, a rare and remarkable relationship that has endured for over 600 years. More than 100 crocodiles live harmoniously alongside the villagers, who treat these reptiles with affection and respect, viewing them as beloved pets rather than threats. These crocodiles are remarkably gentle. They do not fight over food and respond to their names, often crawling ashore to interact with locals and pose for photos with visitors. They tolerate being fed by hand and show a surprising calmness unusual for such wild animals. This extraordinary bond began during a severe drought when the crocodiles guided the people to hidden water sources, forging a connection that continues to this day. While the crocodiles are generally friendly and peaceful, there have been very rare incidents of attacks, usually occurring when the animals feel threatened or provoked. The villagers know how to respect the crocodile's space and maintain a delicate balance that keeps both humans and reptiles safe. Today, the residents of Bazoulé celebrate their crocodiles in festivals and hold solemn ceremonies when one passes away, honoring this unique connection. This peaceful coexistence makes Bazoulé one of the most unique places on Earth, and a fascinating subject for any travel documentary seeking to capture the profound harmony between humans and nature. In the heart of West Africa, the women of Burkina Faso shine as living portraits of beauty, strength, and tradition, blending timeless culture with vibrant modern spirit. These remarkable women, with glowing dark skin, intricate braids, deep-set eyes, and high cheekbones, exude confidence and charm wherever they go. Many proudly wear tribal tattoos, each design a story of heritage and resilience etched on their skin. Their love for vivid dresses and striking accessories, gold, silver, or bronze necklaces, bracelets, and earrings ensures they stand out in any crowd. In Burkina Faso, girls typically marry around the age of 18 to 20, balancing tradition with the growing importance of education and personal choice. How do these evolving customs shape the lives of young women today? Compared to some neighboring countries, women in Burkina Faso enjoy relatively greater social equality. They have access to education, healthcare, and public services, giving them a meaningful voice in both family and community decisions. A unique cultural twist awaits on Burkina Faso's own Women's Day, distinct from the International March 8th celebration. On this special day, men take over all household chores, cooking, cleaning, and childcare, while women relax and enjoy. Among the Fani tribe, men even don skirts and makeup to honor women's daily efforts. This heartwarming tradition flips conventional gender roles, celebrating women in a joyful and empowering way. Stay tuned as we uncover how Burkina Faso's women transform everyday materials into stunning works of art in our next fascinating fact. You won't believe these stunning homes are made from mud and cow dung, yet they've stood strong for generations. In the village of Tiébélé, women craft houses using a unique mixture of mud, straw, and cow dung, a surprisingly sturdy and eco-friendly blend that insulates well against the harsh climate. Constructing one of these homes typically takes several weeks, as the process involves careful layering and drying to ensure durability. But these aren't just ordinary homes. They're living masterpieces. Each one is adorned with intricate geometric patterns and spiritual symbols, turning the entire village into a vibrant open-air gallery. No two houses look alike. Standing about 6 feet tall with doorways just 3 feet high, visitors must bow to enter, an age-old gesture of respect and a practical design choice from unsettled times, when small doors helped keep intruders out. Spirals may be painted on one home for protection, while triangles symbolizing strength decorate another. This fusion of artistic expression and resourcefulness perfectly showcases the ingenuity of Burkina Faso's people. Have you ever seen homes made from such unexpected materials? These houses tell a powerful story of tradition, creativity, and survival all in one. Discover the rich tapestry of flavors that make Burkina Faso's cuisine a hidden gem in West Africa's culinary landscape. Burkina Faso's food scene is anchored by tow, a staple dough made from millet or corn flour that resembles mashed potatoes but with a uniquely West African twist. It's usually served with thick, savory sauces like okra or baobab leaf, offering a comforting and earthy taste. A typical plate of tow costs around $0.5 to $1, making it an affordable meal for locals and travelers alike. Another favorite is riz gras, a flavorful rice dish cooked with tomatoes, onions, garlic, and tender meat, usually chicken or beef, similar to jambalaya. This hearty dish is widely available on street corners and markets for about $1 to $2 per serving. For a quick bite, brochettes, marinated grilled meat skewers, fill the air with mouth-watering aromas and are a popular snack across the country. Expect to pay roughly $0.2 to $0.5 per skewer, perfect for a flavorful on-the-go treat. When it comes to drinks, Burkina Faso offers dolo, a fermented millet beer with a bold, distinctive taste, and bissap, a refreshing hibiscus juice that's sweet, tart, and reminiscent of cranberry juice. Both beverages are inexpensive, usually costing less than $1 per glass, making them ideal companions to the savory dishes. So, which dish would you try first? From the vibrant cuisine to the affordable lifestyle, our next fact ties it all together, bringing us closer to the heart of Burkina Faso. What does it take to become the world's strongest man from a country where strongman competitions are nearly unheard of? Meet Iron Biby, Burkina Faso's powerhouse, who's rewriting the record books and expectations. Born Cheikh Ahmed Al-Hassan Sanu, Iron Biby first made waves as a rugby player, showcasing raw strength that would soon propel him into the strongman arena. Training with makeshift equipment like car engines and concrete blocks in Burkina Faso, he defied the odds to become a global legend. His achievements are staggering. In 2019, he set a world record with a 469-pound log lift, then shattered his own mark in 2021 with a 505-pound axle press, earning a Guinness World Record. Behind these feats are grueling daily training sessions where power meets strategy, with Biby meticulously analyzing competitors to perfect his beloved log press. Standing 6'3" and nearly 400 pounds, his presence is imposing. But it's his warm smile and playful humor, like pretending to struggle before a smooth lift, that truly capture hearts. His epic diet ate roasted chickens, gallons of milk, and endless rice fuels his intense regimen. The nickname Iron Biby began as a joke among friends, but now defines his global reign. From Burkina Faso to the world stage, Iron Biby embodies strength, determination, and an infectious joy that inspires millions. Think you've seen all Africa has to offer? Think again. Burkina Faso hides breathtaking landscapes and wildlife that will leave you speechless. Arli National Park, sprawling across nearly 800 square miles, is a safari paradise where elephants, lions, hippos, and rare birds congregate between November and May, creating unforgettable scenes for nature lovers and photographers alike. For a dive into rich culture, the National Museum in Ouagadougou reveals Burkina Faso's vibrant heritage with displays of traditional costumes, musical instruments, sculptures, and masks. Visitors can witness master artisans crafting these treasures live, connecting past and present. The Sindo Cliffs, towering sandstone pillars shaped over millions of years, offer thrilling hiking and climbing adventures capped with stunning sunsets that paint the West African sky. Whether you crave wild encounters, cultural immersion, or awe-inspiring vistas, Burkina Faso delivers, and then some. It's a must-experience destination unlike any other. Nestled in the heart of West Africa lies Burkina Faso, a landlocked country bursting with culture, diversity, and resilience, often overlooked but full of stories waiting to be told. Covering about 105,900 square miles, Burkina Faso is larger than Colorado, but just a bit smaller than New Zealand. Positioned on the edge of the Sahel, it's a land caught between the harsh Sahara Desert and verdant grasslands, with a climate divided into two main seasons, dry and rainy. Summers can reach scorching highs of 113 degrees Fahrenheit, 45 degrees Celsius, but cool evenings provide some welcome relief. The people of Burkina Faso are known for their honesty, hard work, and perseverance. Proud and resilient, they successfully fought to drive the French colonial powers out of their land and began embracing their native languages and traditions, reclaiming their identity and independence. And the country's name, meaning Land of Honest People, was adopted in 1984 to replace the colonial name Upper Volta. It speaks to the character and resilience of its over 22 million people. With more than 60 ethnic groups, the Mossi make up the largest portion, about 40% of the population. While French remains the official language, over 70 indigenous tongues fill the air, with more spoken by the Mossi being the most common. This vibrant mix of cultures and languages makes Burkina Faso a fascinating destination for anyone eager to explore Africa's rich tapestry. Would you like to visit and experience the spirit and warmth of Burkina Faso's people firsthand? Step into a taxi in Burkina Faso, and you're not just taking a ride. You're entering a chaotic, colorful performance where every trip tells a story. These iconic green and white taxis, mostly aging Peugeot 500 and 5S or the 1990s Toyotas, may be missing windows or door handles and sometimes held together with string, yet they zip through Ouagadougou's dusty streets with surprising agility. The real stars? The drivers themselves. Part DJ, part philosopher, and part comedian. Fares are negotiable, with prices typically around 200 to 300 CFA francs per kilometer, 0.35 to 0.55 cents. A kind word or shared story might even earn you a discount. Some drivers accept coffee or friendly conversation in exchange for a ride. What begins as a quiet trip quickly turns into lively debates on soccer or economics, all set to the infectious beats of Afrobeat music filling the air. Don't be surprised if your driver stops to pick up a stranger or pauses mid-ride to catch up with a friend. This spontaneous charm is part of the experience. In Burkina Faso, taxis are more than transportation. They're a vibrant window into daily life. Next, we'll explore the country's shining star on the world cinema stage. Forget Hollywood, Burkina Faso hosts FESPACO, Africa's biggest and most heartfelt film festival, where cinema comes alive in the heart of Ouagadougou. Since its start in 1969, FESPACO has been held every 2 years, gathering filmmakers, actors, and fans to celebrate authentic African stories. The festival attracts some of the continent's most renowned actors and filmmakers, including legends like Ousmane Sembene, considered the father of African cinema, and contemporary stars who continue to push African storytelling onto the global stage. Unlike the glitzy Oscars or Cannes, FESPACO embraces the raw and real, screening films in soccer fields, dusty squares, and bustling markets, with street vendors offering snacks just steps away. The festival's top honor, the Étoile de Nyenga, is a golden statue of a Mossi warrior princess, awarded to the best African film, a symbol of pride and artistic excellence. FESPACO captures Africa's spirit through the eyes of its storytellers, creating a festival unlike any other. Have you ever experienced a film festival in such an unexpected, vibrant setting? Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey into the heart of Bazoulé and its extraordinary bond with crocodiles. We hope you enjoyed discovering this unique harmony between humans and nature. Stay tuned for more amazing stories and hidden gems from Burkina Faso and beyond. Until next time, take care and travel safely. We look forward to exploring more wonders with you soon. Welcome to Burundi, where a bicycle is a luxury.
Too many accidents happen daily. You could die. This should be banned immediately.
It's not uncommon to see children sleeping on sidewalks or in alleyways, not because they're lost, but because there's simply no home and no energy left from hunger. Even adults can be seen lying along the roadside, too weak to move, their bodies worn down by days without food. Burundi is one of the smallest countries in Africa, with a land area of just 27,800 square kilometers, roughly 10,700 square miles. Yet, it is home to more than 12 million people, making it one of the most densely populated nations on the continent. Despite its modest size, Burundi faces some of the most severe challenges in the world. It is often ranked as the poorest country on Earth, and the nation's GDP per capita hovers around just $200.00 per year. The average person survives on less than $1 a day. What makes Burundi's situation especially heartbreaking is how deep and visible the poverty truly is. Nearly 75% of the population lives in extreme poverty, and the signs are everywhere. Healthcare and education remain out of reach for much of the population, and job opportunities are almost non-existent. Young men can often be seen sitting idle all day, hoping someone might hire them for even the smallest task. Many are willing to do anything, manual labor, odd jobs, just to earn enough for a single meal. Burundi's long history of political instability and ethnic conflict has made it difficult for the country to grow or attract lasting investment. Corruption, weak infrastructure, and limited access to technology keep it trapped in a cycle of hardship. For those of us observing from afar, Burundi serves as a powerful reminder that while some corners of the world are moving forward, others are still fighting just to survive. Do you know what this is? It's called banana beer, or urwagwa. And in Burundi, it's more than just a drink, it's a lifeline. Made from fermented ripe bananas and sorghum flour, this homemade brew holds the spirit of resilience and the sweat of those who bring it to life. Behind every glass lies a story of sacrifice. Up on the northern plateau of Burundi, dozens of varieties are grown here. On the edge of Kayanza, the largest city in the region, farmers gather to sell their freshly harvested bananas to middlemen. This man is not just any buyer, he's a seasoned banana beer brewer. This is his craft, and he knows exactly what he's looking for. But getting those bananas to his house isn't easy.
I never bike the load myself, it's too risky. Even for an experienced rider. One slip on those rough roads could mean serious injury or worse.
So transport falls to another man strong and steady enough to manage the weight. This man never went to school. Today, he's hauling 8 massive banana clusters on his bicycle, 160 kilos in total. It's back-breaking work, but it's how he survives. He makes the 15-kilometer trip to deliver bananas. That's when the real struggle begins. It takes him 45 minutes to reach the village. He's only 22, yet already supports a wife and 2 children. In one of Africa's poorest countries, owning a bike is a big deal. But it's not enough to change his life.
Riding a bike is the only thing I know. I've never done anything else. But what choice do I have?
For the past 15 years, this man has been brewing banana beer, locally known as umbubira, on the small farm beside his home. The process is deeply rooted in tradition, requiring just the right level of sweetness in the bananas before fermentation can begin. He doesn't work alone. His family and a handful of villagers assist him in every step of the production. A unique part of their method involves using freshly cleaned hay to help squeeze the juice from the bananas. This hay not only aids the process, but also imparts a distinctive flavor that defines Panfil's banana beer.
I know I'll never be rich, but at least my family has food on the table, we're together, and my kids can go to school. That's enough for me.
Banana beer plays a vital role in Burundian culture, not just as a local drink, but as a source of income, community bonding, and tradition passed down through generations. For many families, it represents both survival and pride in their heritage. The road to Bujumbura, Burundi's capital, is a winding 100-kilometer stretch of hills, serving as a vital artery between Rwanda and Tanzania. For over a decade, one seasoned truck driver has traveled this treacherous path by day, never at night. With no streetlights, narrow lanes, sharp bends, and deep potholes, driving after dark is simply too dangerous. But for those moving heavy loads by bicycle, the journey is even more grueling. The hills are relentless, and many riders, desperate to conserve energy, grip onto the backs of passing trucks. It's a risky shortcut, and the truck driver finds it deeply troubling. He knows they're endangering their lives, and his.
I could drive faster, but I know what's happening behind me.
One pothole or sharp swerve can send the hidden cyclists flying. He often watches in his rear-view mirror as crashes unfold. Some of those young men never get up again. Police have begun fining cyclists who latch onto trucks. And in recent years, the government has nearly doubled the number of traffic officers. Still, the accidents continue, many caused by reckless riders ignoring the rules. As the driver puts it plainly,
It's not just illegal, it's deadly, but they don't listen.
carrying 200 kilos on 2 wheels isn't just hard work, it's a daily battle for survival. In Burundi, delivery cyclists like Eric push overloaded bikes up steep hills, often using every ounce of strength they have. To keep going, they rely on simple meals of corn and hot milk to fuel their bodies. The journey from the countryside to Bujumbura can be as long as 15 kilometers, often downhill at dangerous speeds. Accidents are common, bruises and broken bones are almost routine. But that's not the only threat. In recent years, bicycle theft has surged, making life even harder for these hard-working men. For many, a bicycle is their only means of earning a living. Losing it means losing everything. Though one of the smallest nations in Africa, Burundi carries one of the heaviest burdens of poverty in the world. It has the unusual distinction of maintaining 2 capitals, Bujumbura, the country's financial hub near Lake Tanganyika, and Gitega, the administrative capital tucked into the rural highlands. Yet despite their official roles, both cities struggle with some of the same deep-rooted issues: poverty, unemployment, and a sense of hopelessness that hangs in the air like the dust on their broken roads. Infrastructure is barely functional. Streets are riddled with potholes and often unpaved, making transportation a constant challenge. Even in the capital cities, it's common to see young men sitting idle all day, waiting for work that never comes. There are no factories to hire them, no shops to manage, and no tourists to cater to. Unemployment is widespread, especially among the youth, many of whom are already responsible for supporting entire families. In Gitega, the poverty is especially stark. It lacks the energy of Bujumbura and remains largely cut off from economic opportunity. People there often survive by scavenging for discarded or rotting vegetables in local markets. They pick through piles of spoiled produce, swatting away flies, hoping to find something edible to feed their children. Children and adults can be seen sleeping on the streets, not out of choice, but out of hunger and sheer exhaustion. Even simple pleasures are out of reach. By law, beer cannot be sold before 4:00 p.m. to ensure that people stay productive during the day. But the truth is, most Burundians can't afford even one glass of beer. After a day of endless labor, or worse, sitting idle without a job, some people gather just to be near others, not to drink. To make things harder, on Saturdays, shops cannot open before 10 a.m. Everyone is required to clean the area around their homes and businesses as part of a government initiative. And in the midst of it all, order is expected. People must stand in line to board buses, no more than 5 to a seat. These routines may bring structure, but they do little to ease the weight of daily survival. Most goods in Burundi are imported from China, as the country lacks the infrastructure and industry to produce locally. This heavy dependence drives up prices, making even basic items unaffordable for many. With such low wages, families often struggle to buy essentials, let alone anything beyond survival. Pollution is a growing issue in Burundi's urban areas, with trash piling up on streets and limited waste management. The air is dusty and clean water is scarce. Alongside this, begging has become common. Children and elderly alike approach strangers, hands outstretched, hoping for a coin or a scrap of food. You might not understand Kirundi, the local language, but when the royal drummers of Burundi play, you'll feel something deep inside. These men don't just perform, they tell stories. Each drumbeat speaks of rain, war, harvest, and kings. The drummers are part of a centuries-old tradition, once reserved for royal ceremonies and sacred rituals. Their drums, carved from hollowed tree trunks and covered in cowhide, are not mere instruments. They are living symbols of power and identity. Performances are breathtaking. Dressed in red and white robes, the drummers dance, leap, and beat their drums in perfect unison. The rhythms are loud, ancient, and complex. To watch them is to witness history in motion, heartbeat by heartbeat. Traditionally, only certain families could be drummers. It was an honor passed from father to son. Today, the royal drummers still perform at festivals and cultural events, though their status has changed. In 2014, UNESCO recognized this sacred tradition as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. In a country where many struggle to survive, the drummers remind people of pride. Their art is not just entertainment, it's survival of spirit. When everything else is uncertain, the drums still beat, loud, unshaken, unforgettable. In the early morning, before the sun rises over the hills of Burundi, you'll find women already walking, babies tied to their backs, firewood balanced on their heads, baskets of cassava in their arms. In Burundi, women are the invisible pillars of daily life. They carry water, raise children, tend fields, cook meals, and walk miles to the market, often all before noon. And yet, their struggles remain in the background, rarely acknowledged. Many girls never go to school. Early marriage and poverty force them into adulthood far too soon. Some walk for hours just to sell a handful of vegetables, earning barely enough for soap or salt. Others carry 40 kilos of bananas on their heads just to make $2.00 a day. But don't mistake their silence for weakness. These women are fierce. They form cooperatives, sell handmade goods, care for sick neighbors, and send their children to school, even if it means skipping their own meals. When men flee to cities or leave for work across borders, women stay behind and keep the family alive. They are the cooks, the protectors, the laborers, and often the silent leaders of their communities. In Burundi, a woman's strength is not in her voice, but in her steps, her hands, and the fire she carries forward every single day. In a country where nearly 75% of the population lives in extreme poverty and the average person survives on less than $1 per day, you might expect a sense of hopelessness to hang in the air. But in Burundi, something remarkable happens instead. Community becomes everything. For most Burundians, wealth isn't measured by what's in the bank. In fact, less than 7% of the population has access to formal banking. Instead, people rely on each other. In rural villages and crowded urban neighborhoods alike, neighbors share what little they have. It's not unusual for one struggling family to offer a cup of sorghum or a handful of cassava to another that's going hungry. Children are often cared for not just by parents, but by extended family and neighbors. In communities where healthcare is almost non-existent, with only one doctor per 20,000 people, locals form informal care networks. Elders offer home remedies, and people gather around to help the sick get through the night. Tradition plays a role in this deep social fabric. Burundi's culture emphasizes ubumwe, unity, and ubuntu, a belief that one's humanity is tied to the well-being of others. This mindset isn't just philosophical, it's practical. Without it, many people wouldn't survive. Marriage ceremonies, births, and even funerals are communal affairs. Guests bring what they can, a chicken, a bag of maize, or simply their hands to help cook and clean. Even during the darkest days of civil war, many families risked their lives to protect neighbors from harm. That legacy of loyalty remains. In the cities, where economic life is harsher and competition for jobs fierce, this community spirit is tested, but not broken. Workers often pool their savings in small local cooperatives called tontines, where each member contributes a small amount weekly. When someone is in need, due to illness, school fees, or childbirth, they receive help from the pool. As one local man put it, "We are poor, but we are not alone." That's the heart of Burundi's resilience. In a world that often measures success by personal gain, Burundi offers a powerful lesson. Survival doesn't always depend on money. It often depends on one another. Burundi's natural landscape is a mix of rolling green hills, wetlands, and lakes that provide a quiet beauty, even amid the country's hardships. Although it's one of Africa's smallest nations, Burundi is rich in biodiversity, especially around Lake Tanganyika, the second deepest freshwater lake in the world. The lake supports a wide range of fish species, many found nowhere else, making it vital for both ecological and local food system. In the forests and national parks, you'll find rare species like chimpanzees, baboons, and colobus monkeys. The Kibira National Park, located in the northwest near the border with Rwanda, is home to Burundi's last remaining mountain rainforest. It's a sanctuary for hundreds of bird species, including the great blue turaco and crowned eagle, attracting birdwatchers and conservationists alike. Unfortunately, years of conflict and poverty have placed pressure on the environment. Deforestation and overfishing threaten delicate ecosystems, and there are limited resources for wildlife protection. Still, the people of Burundi hold deep respect for nature, often relying on it for food, shelter, and spiritual connection. With international help and growing awareness, there is hope that Burundi's natural treasures can be preserved for future generations. Burundi may be one of the smallest and poorest nations in the world, but its people carry within them a wealth of spirit, tradition, and resilience. Despite daily hardship, they live with dignity, uphold family values, and support one another in remarkable ways. From the thunder of royal drums to the silent strength of women carrying burdens with grace, Burundi's soul beats quietly but powerfully. Thank you for spending time with us to explore this extraordinary country. Your curiosity and compassion help bring light to lives too often overlooked. Until next time, take care. And don't stop discovering the world with us.
Fiji. A name that sounds like a whisper on the ocean breeze, yet for many it's a place they've never heard of, let alone set foot on. Tucked away in the heart of the South Pacific, over 1,800 miles northeast of Australia and halfway between Hawaii and New Zealand, this island nation floats like a forgotten jewel in the vastness of the sea. You see that? That's not a lizard, it's not a frog either. That's a fish, walking. In Fiji, even nature dares to break the rules, and that's exactly what Fiji is, a land that lives on its own terms. Where women in certain tribes freely choose their own partners, with no need for family approval, no social shame. What else is this faraway paradise hiding? You start your journey in a place few know, but no one forgets. I'm sure after watching this video, you'll be eager to visit this incredible country. 15. Fiji, the most stunning island sanctuary on Earth. Fiji is a quiet, untouched paradise floating in the heart of the South Pacific. With over 300 islands, only about 100 are inhabited. The rest remain wild, green, and waiting to be discovered. Altogether, Fiji spans just over 7,000 square miles. That's a little more than 18,000 square kilometers, roughly the size of Slovenia in Europe. Located just west of the international date line, Fiji is one of the very first places on Earth to welcome each new sunrise. Fiji is home to just under 1 million people, most of whom are either indigenous Fijians or Indo-Fijians. The people of Fiji are known to be among the happiest and friendliest in the world. They greet you with open smiles and a single word full of warmth, bula. It doesn't just mean hello, it means I'm glad you're here. In Fiji, English is the official language, but Fijian and Hindu or Urdu are also widely spoken in local and Indo-Fijian communities. The landscape is stunning in its variety. White sand beaches stretch along the coast like silk. Beneath the clear waters, coral reefs glow in blues and golds. In the distance, volcanic peaks rise gently above tropical rainforests, alive with birdsong and ocean breeze. Deep underground, natural aquifers filter rainwater through layers of volcanic rock, creating some of the purest spring water in the world. That's the same water you've seen bottled on the shelves of upscale stores in New York, London, and Paris. 14. Uncover the mud skipper, marvel absolutely real. You might think you've seen every kind of fish in your life, but have you ever watched one walk? Meet the mud skipper, Fiji's strange little marvel of nature. It is part fish, part amphibian, and 100% unforgettable. With bulging eyes and strong, muscular fins, this creature doesn't just flop along the mud. It actually crawls, climbs, and hops, as if it is defying the very idea of what a fish should be. You will find them near Fiji's mangroves and tidal flats, especially where fresh water meets the sea. During low tide, they leave the water behind and roam the muddy surface like miniature explorers. They breathe through their skin and mouth lining, but only if they stay moist. Some even climb tree roots to escape predators or impress a mate. And the best part? If you're lucky, you'll see two of them in a mudskipper standoff, waving their tails, flaring their gills, and bouncing like boxers in a dance-off. It is quirky, it is real, and it is one more reason Fiji feels like a place where nature makes its own rules. 13. Why Fijian women redefine freedom. Fijian women are living symbols of the sun-drenched South Pacific. With their glowing brown skin, natural curls, and eyes full of calm and mischief, they carry the kind of beauty that speaks of both strength and softness. In Fijian culture, a curvy and powerful figure is not just accepted, it is celebrated. From an early age, Fijian girls are raised close to the land and sea. They swim with ease, gather coconuts, paddle canoes, and walk barefoot across rugged ground like it is second nature. In rural communities, these skills are passed down not for sport, but for life. Today, many Fijian women are also cultural ambassadors. Some have found global audiences online sharing traditional dances, island recipes, and daily rituals with pride on TikTok or YouTube. As of 2023, nearly 70% of rural Fijian households are influenced by matriarchal leadership in some form. Among the Tavuni people, women have the rare freedom to choose their partners freely. They are allowed to live with one or more men without social punishment or family interference. In a world that often restricts choice, this small island quietly honors it. In Fiji, womanhood is not confined, it is fully alive. If you're curious about how to make friends or date Fijian women, comment 8, and I'll share the insider's secrets. 12. Why you should ditch your hat in Fijian villages. What if wearing your favorite hat could be seen as an insult? Might sound strange, but in many Fijian villages, that's exactly the case. That's because in Fijian tradition, only the village chief may wear a hat. It's more than custom, it's a sign of status, tied deeply to respect for ancestors and spiritual leadership. To be welcomed, visitors are kindly asked to remove hats and sunglasses, dress modestly, and carry bags by hand. These small actions speak volumes. They say, "I see you, I respect you." And in return, Fijians open their hearts. Blending in isn't about pretending, it's about pausing your world to fully see someone else's. Have you ever traveled somewhere with a custom so simple, yet so powerful? Fiji reminds us, sometimes respect begins by simply taking off your hat. 11. Forget coffee, kava rules as Fiji's national drink. If coffee starts the day for many Americans, then kava embodies the evening spirit of Fiji. Made from the dried root of the kava plant, this earthy, peppery drink has soothed islanders for centuries. Just one sip leaves your tongue gently numb, your shoulders relaxed, and your mind drifting into the unhurried rhythm of Fijian life. The ritual that accompanies it is equally important. Before sipping, everyone claps once in respect. After drinking, they clap twice, a quiet gesture of unity. In traditional villages, visitors are always invited. Get your clap right, and you're embraced as family. Kava doesn't intoxicate, it calms. A bowl served in a carved coconut shell often costs between $1.5 and $2, making it both meaningful and affordable. Today, kava has left the village and entered town, served in kava bars alongside gentle guitar music and local stories. So when the day is done and the world feels heavy, try kava. Raise your bowl, say bula, and let the warmth of Fiji's slow life wash over you. 10. The world's most welcoming and joyful people. In Fiji, a simple word carries a deeper meaning. The word is bula. While it means hello, it also expresses joy, warmth, and a sincere wish for your well-being. It is the kind of greeting that makes you feel seen, not just welcome. Fiji has been ranked among the happiest countries in the world, placing in the top 60 out of nearly 150 nations. Surveys show that nearly 9 out of 10 Fijians say they are happy. Perhaps that is why they live longer. The average life expectancy in Fiji is now close to 75 years. It has risen steadily over the past decades. A fascinating cultural trait among Fijians is their habit of calling everyone by family terms like sister, brother, uncle, or auntie. You could be a visitor stepping off the plane for the very first time, still holding your luggage, and someone will smile and greet you with, "Hello, brother," or "Welcome, auntie," as if you had always belonged there. It is their way of making strangers feel instantly included, like part of a much larger island family. There is also something called Fiji time. It is not just a phrase, it is a way of life. People move slowly, savoring each moment without hurry. In shops and resorts, signs gently remind you to put away your phone and enjoy what is right in front of you. 9. Suva, the heartbeat of Fiji's vibrant life. Tucked along the eastern bay of Viti Levu, Suva is not only Fiji's largest city, it is also the capital. But don't expect the noise and chaos of other capitals. Instead of traffic horns and endless red lights, you will hear the soft sound of ocean waves, the word bula exchanged with a smile, and handshakes that feel like a neighbor saying hello. Suva is a charming blend of old and new. Victorian-era buildings still stand proudly beside modern shops. On narrow streets, bright buses rumble past vendors selling grilled fish, ripe mangoes, and baskets of coconuts balanced easily on local shoulders. The air is filled with the scent of spices and fried noodles. From sunrise to nightfall, street food stalls serve crocodile fish, Indian-style roti, and savory stir-fried dishes that tell stories of migration and tradition. When evening comes, the harbor glows. Reggae mixes with acoustic guitar. An old man chewing betel nut bobs his head to the beat. Nearby, students perform meke dances under soft yellow light. Suva may not sparkle like New York or Paris, but it doesn't need to. Here, tropical nights come alive with rhythm, community, and the feeling that joy still knows how to be simple. This fact about Fiji are quite captivating, isn't it? And the next ones are sure to be even more interesting. 8. Fiji's secrets. Wonders you've never seen before. Are you someone who loves to explore hidden islands and discover pristine beaches? Then Fiji is calling your name. One of the must-visit destinations in Fiji is Denarau Island. Known for its luxury resorts, it offers everything from an 18-hole golf course to exhilarating water sports like snorkeling and kayaking. It's the perfect blend of natural beauty and modern comforts, ideal for both families and couples. For beach lovers, the Mamanuca Islands are an absolute paradise. With over 20 small islands, you'll find soft white sand and crystal clear waters, perfect for snorkeling and exploring vibrant coral reefs. You can join guided tours or simply relax under the shade of towering palm trees. Not far behind, Yasawa Island is equally captivating. Its untouched beauty and stunning beaches make it an adventure seeker's dream. Hiking tours and visits to mysterious caves will leave you with unforgettable memories. With over 300 islands to explore, Fiji offers a true haven for nature lovers, beach enthusiasts, and water sports fans alike. 7. The world's weirdest festival cultures. Every August, Suva comes alive with the Hibiscus Festival, Fiji's oldest and largest celebration. For 9 days, the city is filled with colorful parades, music, and the Miss Hibiscus Beauty Pageant, celebrating not just beauty, but the intelligence of Fijian women. This isn't just a beauty contest, it's a vibrant showcase of Fijian culture. Streets lined with food stalls, the aroma of local dishes in the air, while people wear traditional costumes crafted from coconut leaves and bark. These creations tell stories of the island's heritage. The Hibiscus Festival is a chance to truly feel Fiji's spirit, a unique celebration that stays with you long after it ends. If you've ever witnessed Fijians dancing with powerful movements and expressive eyes, you've seen the mek dance, which adds another layer to the experience. As the dancers move with passion, they bring to life Fijian legends and victories, weaving history into every step. 6. Why the Sulu is more than just a garment for Fijian men. When you picture a police officer in America, you might imagine a towering figure over 6 feet tall, dressed in a bulletproof vest and carrying a sidearm at their hip. They walk with authority, ready for any situation, their eyes scanning the crowd with a sense of command. But in Fiji, things take a different turn. Here, the officer might be wearing a sulu, a traditional skirt that symbolizes strength and masculinity in this island nation. The sulu is worn with pride by soldiers, judges, and even politicians, making it a powerful emblem of cultural identity, whether in the military, during court sessions, or even weddings. The sulu is a statement of respect and tradition. Surprisingly, a high-quality sulu can cost up to $200, making it a meaningful purchase, more than just clothing but a symbol of status, pride, and tradition. And as the sun sets, you'll witness young Fijian men preparing for the meke, a fierce warrior dance. Dressed in elaborately embroidered sulus, they pound their chests, slap their thighs, and chant stories of ocean gods and legendary warriors. It's a visual spectacle of strength, history, and pride. Meke is more than just dancing, it's a vivid storytelling tradition dating back to the 13th century. 5. Sacred Sundays in Fiji, the calm before the rugby storm. Want to visit Fiji after I share those fascinating facts with you above? Remember, don't plan your trip for a Sunday. On Sundays, the islands turn eerily quiet, with 95% of Fijians honoring a sacred silence. There's no loud music, no raucous parties, and no splashing in the waves. Instead, you'll hear just the faint sound of coconuts hitting the ground. This tranquility, tied to the nation's 83% Christian population, is all about spiritual renewal and community connection. However, when a rugby match hits the airwaves, that peace evaporates. Fijians drop everything to cheer wildly, with 70% of the 900,000-strong population hooked on the sport. Rugby, a near-religion, fuels national pride, with stars like Joshua Tuisova dazzling fans through strength and flair. Matches, often packing Suva's 15,000-seat ANZ Stadium, shatter Sunday norms, embodying Fiji's warrior spirit in every tackle and try. Or, the one country where even billionaires can't own land. Imagine landing in Fiji with billions in your pocket, only to discover you can't buy its land, no matter how deep your wallet. In this island paradise, even the wealthiest investors can only lease land for up to 99 years, never owning it outright, a stark contrast to global real estate norms. This unique practice is a cornerstone of Fijian culture, where 92% of the land, about 6,500 square miles, roughly 16,800 square kilometers, is held by indigenous Itaukei community. For them, land isn't just dirt, it's a sacred tie to ancestors, passed down through centuries. Instead of sales, Fijians offer long-term leases, preserving their heritage. Even more intriguing, local chiefs wield veto power over projects, ensuring developments honor nature and culture. So, if you're eyeing a luxury resort, you'll need more than money. You'll need the chief's blessing and a pledge to protect Fiji's pristine coral reefs and sacred landscapes. 3. Your invitation to Fijian village life. Ready to step into the heart of Fiji's traditions as an honored guest in a village where ancient customs come alive? In Navala Village, one of the few traditional villages in Fiji that still maintains its indigenous way of life, visitors are welcomed not just with warm smiles, but also with a formal ceremony called Sevu Sevu, a sacred cultural practice that emphasizes community spirit. All you need to do is bring a small gift, often dry kava roots, clap 3 times, and bravely drink a bowl of kava to officially be honored as an honorary chief. From that moment, you'll wear a traditional grass hat and be invited to sit at the highest position in the bure, the community house, amidst a circle of elders. Everyone will turn to face you as a sign of utmost respect for the leader, and from then on, you'll be addressed with the esteemed title, the Chief. But the ceremony doesn't end there. You'll also be invited to give a speech, dance, and participate in traditional activities such as weaving leaves, basket making, or cooking. At the end of the event, you'll receive meaningful gifts like handcrafted bracelets, grass clothing, or shawls, along with a warm farewell. You're always welcome back, Chief. This isn't just a welcoming ceremony, it's a moment where you truly get to experience Fijian culture. True, how affordable is life on the islands? The cost of living in Fiji is much lower than in the United States or many Western countries, making it an attractive option for those seeking a more affordable lifestyle. For example, a one-bedroom apartment in the city center of Suva typically costs around $500 per month, whereas in U.S. cities like New York or Los Angeles, you would expect to pay $2,000 or more for a similar apartment. Dining out in Fiji is also more affordable. Meals at local restaurants often cost between $10 to $15, offering a variety of local dishes. Utilities such as electricity, water, and garbage collection cost about $100 per month. Sounds good to you, right? Groceries are similarly cheaper. For instance, a liter of milk costs about $1, while in the US it can be closer to $3. While everyday expenses in Fiji are more affordable, imported goods, especially electronics and luxury items, tend to be priced higher due to shipping costs. Overall, Fiji offers a much more affordable lifestyle compared to most Western countries. In addition to the lower costs, one of the most charming aspects of Fiji is its friendly and welcoming neighbors. The local people, always with a smile, will make you feel at home, creating a sense of community and warmth that is hard to find anywhere else. With these costs, would you choose to settle here? If yes, choose one. Please share your answer in the comments. 1. What makes their food so unique? One of Fiji's most iconic dishes is lobo, a traditional cooking method where meat, fish, and vegetables are wrapped in banana leaves and slow cooked in an underground oven filled with hot stones. This dish is often prepared during festivals and community gatherings, offering rich, smoky flavors that bring people together. Another favorite is kokoda, a dish made of raw fish marinated in lime juice and coconut milk mixed with onions and chili. It's refreshing and often served as a starter at parties, packing a tangy punch of tropical flavors. Then there's palusami, where taro leaves are rolled with coconut cream, onions, and sometimes canned meat, and cooked in the lovo oven, preserving the distinct flavors of Fiji. And let's not forget roti, a popular Indian-style flatbread often paired with curry or stews, and a beloved breakfast item, especially in Indo-Fijian communities. The unique aspect of Fijian dining is the tradition of eating with hands, which creates a warm and intimate atmosphere, fostering connections among family and friends. Thank you for exploring these fascinating aspects of Fiji with us. We hope you've gained new insights into this beautiful country. See you in the next video.
Burkina Faso is the poorest country, Mali is the poorest country, Niger is the poorest country. We are ranked among the last for over 40 years. From Ottawa to Paris, the streets are lit up. That's the light. But in Niger, it's darkness that is served to us.
The typical image seen in Africa, dusty villages where children, thin and weary, wander in search of food, while families toil endlessly